Time is not money. In fact, time is more important than money. And I can prove it. If you lose time or waste time, you'll never get that time back. If you lose money, you know you can get it back. I'm Savante, and this is 50 on Purpose. We all heard the saying, time is money. It sounds slick, it sounds good, but it's simply not true. If you had a choice to lose the rest of the time that you have on this earth, or to lose the rest of the money that you have left, you would choose to lose the rest of the money. So you know that time and money are not the same things. You know that. If you were terminally ill and the cost would be all the money that you have on this earth, all the money that you have saved up, you would gladly give up that money. The wealthy, they would spend all their fortune just for more time on this earth. You know that time is more important than money, but you keep saying time is money. And if you keep saying that, you'll keep selling your time for somebody else's money and just a piece of somebody else's money, while they'll be spending their money to buy more time. I know a lot of people that are not wealthy, and they feel that they have to choose between spending time with their families or making money, going on vacation or making money. But the wealthy, they figure they can do both. They can make money while they're spending time with their family. They'll make money while they're on vacation. They use that money to buy someone else's time. And that someone else is just selling their time for a little bit of cash. But the wealthy realize time is more important. I believe that the only thing that time and money have in common is that you're either wasting it or you're investing in it. You're either wasting your time or you're investing your time. You're either wasting your money or you're investing your money. I talk a lot about not wasting time, especially after 50. Let's not waste time with regret, looking back. There's no cure for the past. So it's a waste of your time just living with regret, thinking about the past all the time, letting your past haunt you. So we realize the rest of our life is precious. I pledge that the rest of my life will be the best of my life. So I'm focusing on my present. I'm not going to let my past rob me of my present. I'm not going to let my present rob me of my future. I focus on the present. I try to do something every day that my future self will thank me for. And one of the things we stop wasting time doing after 50, where we learn that worry is a big waste of time. What do you gain by worrying? You're not going to change anything. You're not going to speed anything up. You're not going to slow anything down by worrying. Now, there's nothing wrong with preparation. Of course, we don't ignore our responsibility. So we prepare. Preparation helps you move. Worry holds you back. So we don't want to get held back by worry. Did you know that worry represents a lack of faith? Straight up. Worry represents a lack of faith, a lack of trust in God. I mean, you don't believe that God will deliver you from your circumstances because you're worrying over it. Now, we all talk about faith. We all say we have faith, but the only proof of faith is obedience. And you are commanded in the scripture not to worry. And the scripture also says, can any of you add 1 hour to your life by worrying? So you are commanded not to worry. But the only proof of faith is obedience. That's the only way you can prove it. You can say you have faith, but how do you prove it? Obey. Faith is what? When you're talking about God, faith is trust in God. And if you trust him, you'll obey him. You will obey his commandments because you know that's the formula to success in life. But if you don't believe, if you don't have faith, then you won't obey, right? So the only proof of faith is obedience. And if you obey God, then you won't worry. You won't waste time worrying, because worrying won't add more time to your life. And after 50, I realized that most of the things that I spent time and wasted time worrying about wasn't worthy of my energy nor my time. You know, death makes life that much more precious because we know our time is limited, especially when you're over 50. We take life seriously in the sense that we want to enjoy every moment of it. We don't want to waste a lot of time. It's the finite nature of life that makes it so precious to us, that makes it so valuable. So death is one of the things that gives life its value. For a lot of us, heaven and hell represents conditions of life and states of mind as opposed to places that you go after you die. I'm saying that for every spiritual reality, there's its physical counterpart. So on the spiritual side, you're dealing with the afterlife, heaven and hell. But in this life, you can be living a hell on earth. In this life, you can be living heaven on earth. And you can have a godly state of mind. And from that godly, heavenly state of mind, you can produce a heaven on this earth. If you have a wicked, devilish state of mind, you can produce hell on this earth. You can make your life a living hell. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. As it is up in your mind, you can deliver that and produce that on this earth. I've been making a lot of content about wisdom for those over 50. But when you are this age, it's incumbent upon you to be an example for the youth, be an example for the young people. And we have to have patience with those younger. We got to remember, there was a time that we at our age, we may know now, but there was a time where we didn't know anything. There was a time that we knew not. And so we got to remember that when we approach the youth. But this is the advice I would give to a young person, especially a teenager or a kid, all right, a child. And this is about time. I would remind them, make them aware of the fact that you're only going to be a kid for 18 years, but you're going to be an adult 60 years after that, maybe even more. So you're going to spend more of your life as an adult than you are a kid. Enjoy being a kid. Don't spend your time trying to be an adult. Enjoy your time as a child, because 18 will come very fast, and soon you'll have those responsibilities for real as an adult, for real. And I would not teach them that time is money. I will teach them the importance of money. I will teach them about investing and saving money, but I wouldn't teach them that money is more important than time. I would teach them to spend their money to buy more time, because we spend a lot of time working for someone else. I learned that if you can't figure out a way to make money in your sleep, you'll be working the rest of your life. So I advise those that's my age or older, figure out a way to make money in your sleep. And we'll talk about that in future videos. And if you like this content, give me a like, subscribe, share this video, and leave a comment. I read every comment. Click the link that's in the bio, click the link that's in the comments, because I'm offering you my free guide, Spiritual Reset, 10 Points of Wisdom for those over 50. Thanks for watching.